Hi everyone, Ryan here, Ion Capital Solutions. I want to talk to the people that have purchased a blueprint and it's not working. If you feel like you're lost at sea without a paddle, trying to figure out where to go, you've built a business, it's not functioning as you thought it would, perhaps you've purchased one of our competitors' programs and you're not getting the results you were hoping for. I can definitely shine some light on the reasons why, and that's the topic for today's video. So stick around, let's dig in. Okay, so I'm just going to come right out and say it. Blueprint programs don't work. They do not work. You're being led towards a house of cards, okay? Simply trying to build and establish a business without experience or the support and guidance of a mentor, it's just flat out not going to work. It's not. If I wanted to build a hospital, right? But I'm not a doctor. I know nothing about healthcare whatsoever, but I want a hospital. I don't just go and buy the real estate and buy a bunch of pharmaceuticals and buy a bunch of surgical equipment, get a bunch of sick people to show up and line up around the corner, and now, congratulations, I own a hospital, I'm a surgeon, I'm a doctor, I have the whole industry worked out. It just doesn't work like that. You need to work in the industry alongside of professionals to learn the intricacies surrounding the profession before you ever try and build a business. You know, if you wanted to be a professional baseball player, you don't purchase a bat, a ball, and a glove, lay 3 plates down on the grass, right? Run around the bases to the home plate. Now, congratulations, you're a professional baseball player. It doesn't work like that. You know, a blueprint only gets you so far. And how do you even know that blueprint is a working blueprint? Are the people selling you that blueprint actively working in the marketplace? Or are they just selling blueprints? Right? And so that's what you have to understand. So before you ever try and build a business, gather experience in the industry, working with those that are active, making money. Then you'll have the experience and the knowledge to be able to achieve success in that industry, let alone open up your own business, okay? Very important. Want to make that crystal clear. You see, when you buy a blueprint, you're missing a very, very valuable piece. And that's how the business actually works, right? If you want to be a loan broker, you don't just set up a website, run a basic ad on Google or on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you want to do it, Craigslist, sign up with a couple lenders, and then just find some interested parties and forward to the lender. That's not being a loan broker. It's not how it works. And so actually understanding how to be a loan broker, how to analyze financials, analyze assets, understand the lender, their underwriting process, calculate affordability for yourself, understand the resale of assets that secure loans in the case of default. If you don't understand these things, you're never going to be able to identify a fundable deal from a deal that won't fund. Right? And so you're spinning your wheels and your partnered lenders' wheels, on bad data. Right? So that's not sexy. That's not going to be explained to you from the blueprint salesperson. They don't want to talk to you about the difficulties because they just want you to buy the blueprint that's going to make you, $1 million. Right? You have to look at it. It's all about perspective, right? And so what you have to understand there are 4 pillars, that really hold the house up. If you don't want that house of cards, you have to structure your foundation based on a realistic expectations and an understanding of how the business works. Business loan brokering, it begins with products. You don't just want to offer a niche product. You certainly don't want to just focus on merchant cash advance, toxic products that hurt businesses and the economy, okay? You want to understand the whole of the marketplace. You need to know what you're up against. If you are in fact niche, you need to know what other products are out there and whether or not they're advantageous to your customers and what your customers' needs are, whether or not those products are being offered to them, because they likely are. And so it's important that you have full capability, and if not full capability, at least full understanding of what you're up against. For instance, why would a distressed business take a 45% interest loan with a daily payment when they can leverage existing real estate and cash out of equity at a very low interest rate? It's night and day, the difference in the repayment schedule, in the term, in the interest. But if you're not aware of even how to do that, you don't even know what you're up against, and you can't understand why your deal's not funding. It's not funding because you're not an expert consultant, right? You need to understand how it really works. That's just the truth, okay? Marketing is extremely important. Understanding how to go to market for free. You don't want to buy leads. You don't want to pay for advertising. Those things don't work. And when you do go down that road, it's very, very, very competitive. There's no exclusivity on your files, on your deals. You're reaching out cold to somebody who's being reached out to 1,000 times over, whose phone is ringing off the hook nonstop, right? Who sees ad after ad after ad. They're not paying attention, right? That's not what you want. And it's really expensive. You're just starting out. You don't have money to spend on these things and trial and error for 6 months or a year to figure out what works for you so that you can finally see a return on investment of that investment, right? So understanding how to properly go to market in an effective way that's cost efficient or free, which, by the way, is exactly what we teach you here at ION, right? But two pieces that are missing from any blueprint you go out and try and buy as far as business loan brokering is concerned is qualification and underwriting. You won't be taught these things. Instead, you will be told to simply submit the data to the lender, right? They want money, forward that to the lender. There's the 3 months bank statements, the application, forward to the lender. That's not how it works. And that's why the vast majorities of your deals aren't funding if you're active doing this and you're frustrated and don't understand why that's happening. It's because you don't understand the difference between a fundable deal and a deal that's not funding, right? And it's no fault of your own. It's just if you have purchased that blueprint, you're only operating within the limitations of that blueprint, which don't offer you these bits of information. So when you talk to a client and you qualify them as an individual, as a business owner, qualify their income, their financials, their assets, if you don't understand the difference between deposits, wires, and fraud, right? If you don't know what restrictions the lenders are looking at, not just industry type, but what they want to see or not see in financials, if you don't know how to uncover these things and read these documents, if you don't understand the resellability of assets in the case of default, when you have a loan secured by an asset, whether it's real estate, vehicles, equipment, just because somebody has millions of dollars worth of assets and they want to secure a loan against those assets doesn't mean that the lender's interested in the asset. Because if they can't resell it, if they don't know how to go about selling that asset to get their money back, it's too much risk. They're not going to do it. So how much time are you going to spend on trying to help people acquire funding if you yourself don't know whether or not they're going to get approved? You're just going to keep sending out to other lenders and damaging their credit because of the inquiries. Whether it's soft or hard pulls, doesn't matter. You're still damaging their credit, right? So this is not directed or aimed at any one individual, right? This is more aimed at the programs that are selling blueprints because they're not properly educating people as to how this industry works, and it's damaging to the economy. So for anybody out there that is wondering why their business that they built based on a blueprint that they bought is not working, this is why. And this is just the high level of it, right? This is just the structure. The reality is you do not want to try to do this by yourself, okay? New entrepreneurs trying to do this without experience just doesn't make sense. There's a lot of nuance surrounding this field, okay? There's all different types of businesses, business owners, individuals doing business, all different ways to fund them, whether it's based on cash flow, it's based on an asset, all types of various products. Having somebody who's got experience, who understands how these things work, help guide you and your client toward funding is what's needed to ensure that you accrue the knowledge you need through experience so that you can be successful in this industry. And with that experience, then you can build a business. And that's the realistic way of doing things. In fact, it's the only way to do things and be successful. And anybody telling you different is just not telling you the truth. Okay, so that's the reality of the situation. Now, if you're looking to continue your education and your loan brokering journey, there's plenty of free information here on my YouTube channel, okay? But for anybody that is struggling, that is looking for support, you're looking for more information on how to make this work, you're looking for somebody to hold you and your clients by your hand and get your deals across the finish line, that's exactly what we do here at Ion Capital Solutions, okay? So you can see the links in the description. Reach out. Be happy to have a conversation. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you the best of luck on your journey. We'll catch you in the next video.